if you want to lead an engaging online meeting, understanding the platform you're using so that you feel confident using it and so that you can confidently help others use it is essential. And what I have found that is that even going on 2.5 years into a lot of meetings being online for companies, for organizations for the first time, a lot of people still don't feel confident using the platforms that they're asked to use. They don't know the capacities of that platform. They don't think of the ways to use those capacities. And even the ones that they do use, they feel unsure if they're using correctly. And that experience really throws off the group. Like, imagine for a moment that you were in person. And every time someone got up to write on the whiteboard, they had to go searching around the room for a marker. Like, that energetic break of like, okay, they're about to tell us, like, we're going to make a list of ideas on the whiteboard. And they turn around and they are like, oh no, there's no markers. Where did I put those? And they have to go scrounge around the room. You would be like, dude, come on, come prepared, man. Like, let's have this be like a kind of seamless experience, right? And we do that. Most of the time we are screen sharing, we are opening a poll, we're using the chat. Like, we are those people scrambling around looking for a marker. So it's important for us to get confident with the technology so that we can keep the energy flowing throughout our session. Having energy kind of carry you through a session, I feel like, I don't know, the image that just came to mind is like, well, not a roller coaster in the sense you want a session to be a roller coaster, but in the sense that, like, when you go up and you come down, you want that inertia to carry you through the next bend, right? You don't want to get stuck on a corner. And anytime we some of the smoothing out the experience and understanding the platforms that we're using, why that's so important is because it allows us to keep the energy that we're building throughout the entire session moving, us to carry us through difficult conversations or like challenging topics that we're getting into, or maybe even just like kind of boring reports that we all need to like look at and make sense of. So bringing the energy with you is important, and what we have to do in order to do that is smooth out the experience. So I think it's really important to spend time getting to know the platform that you're using. And I'm going to show you in a little bit all of the ways that the platform I traditionally use, which is Zoom, all of the different capacities of that platform, and there are many, in order to like help people have that smooth experience and all the different ways that you can use it. So I don't think we should underestimate mastering our technology. In that same vein, we have to keep up with the updates of that technology. Now, Zoom does a good job, I would say, of never breaking when an update happens, in the sense that if you use basically like the simple sides of the software, that always stays consistent. They tend to just add new things. But if you want to use any of those new things, or if you are on a platform that when they do a major update, it really changes the experience, you need to keep up to date with that so that you can help the people who are in the meeting. If you're leading a meeting, you're responsible for the like experiences of other people. And that isn't to say that like it all relies on your shoulders, but it just means that like if you're asking people to do something with a screen share, or you're asking people to use the chat, you need to be able to direct them to where that is, right? And you need to be able to kind of like coach them through all the things you're asking them to do. So keeping up with updates is also really important. And personally, I have found that there are two technologies that really help me like streamline my whole experience with technology. And that is Streamdeck and OBS. Streamdeck is this little guy. I think of this as my virtual co-facilitator. It allows me to control all of the things that Zoom can do. So chat, turning off my camera on and on, muting all the participants, sending messages into the chat. It allows me to do all of that with just touching buttons rather than having to click around on my mouse or copy and paste things into the chat. So that has been a game changer for me. And I find that allows me to make a much smoother experience for my participants. And there's another technology called OBS, and OBS allows me to change what people see as my Zoom window. So what you're watching right now on YouTube, I can actually have this exact same setup with my little where's the point? There we go. With my little, with my logo right here, I can set that up. I can also do screen shares, and I can do this exact thing that you're watching inside of my little Zoom window. So OBS is super powerful, allows me to skip screen sharing altogether and just use my Zoom window as my screen share. And that has also helped me have my technology feel more, the experience feel more seamless, and also help me feel more confident. For me, when I'm in a Zoom and I go into screen share mode, I'm not seeing exactly what my participants are seeing. And every time that happens, it really throws me off. And that's why we have that great meme of like how it sounds every time somebody screen shares, which is like, let me share my screen. Okay, can everybody see my screen? Like that thing that we do is because we have no confidence that everyone can see your screen. But when you use OBS or any other webcam like software, the Ecamm softwares, you can actually just do it right inside your window and have this setup happen so that you can see and everybody can see the exact same thing. So I really like that. So I think mastering technology is kind of like a maybe not necessary, but I would say like an exponentially helpful initial step to everything else we're going to talk about in terms of how to keep people engaged online.